I've always loved school. I always loved school, and I really love to read. Always have loved to read and still love to read because it makes you smart. How many of you love to read?
When I was able to learn to read and write, it opened up just my world, which was a very small world in the inner city in Philadelphia.
My father was an English teacher, so I think he, from the very beginning, really impressed upon us the importance of reading. We would go on family vacations. My father would have to make us put our books away because we're all, on this trip seeing the scenery, and we're all in the car reading our books.
I learned to read using comic books, and my favorite comic book is Thor. And I remember very vividly being captivated by Norse mythology.
Growing up in the city, there weren't many opportunities, and my parents weren't very wealthy, so we didn't go on vacations and travel and do fun things like that, but books allowed me to go to different places.
And to this day, I think my love of cultures, my love of visiting different places and traveling started with those storybooks that had children in it that looked different than me.
I immediately became attached to science books. I can learn about the weather, about the planets, about all kinds of scientific events through reading and writing.
It really did spark a sense of wonder and discovery in me.
When we sit back and we start thinking about ourselves and our journey, there's that one teacher that comes to mind.
Mrs. Merriweather.
Sister Mary Ann Garrett.
Mrs. Bell.
Miss Margolis.
Mrs. Elda Duque.
Mrs. Bubbles, who's one of my high school teachers, and that was really her name.
And that teacher may not even have that awareness that that child remembers them, thinks of them, and thanks them often.
Because of those early experiences with literacy, reading, and writing about science, I ended up studying chemistry. I had a bachelor's in chemistry, and I taught chemistry and physics at the high school level. Becoming also bilingual was going to open all those wonderful opportunities for me. I was promoted and then became a principal, an area director, and then I never thought I was going to end up becoming an assistant superintendent of one of the most dynamic school divisions in America and in the world. I never thought.
For a lot of our students, it's only the worlds that we introduce them to in the classroom that they have access to, and it helps them dream a broader dream through those books.
Loving books and just enjoying reading, I was able to transfer that to my 5 sons and start them early, understanding and appreciating and loving books, which has allowed them all to go to college and have great careers and really generationally change from where I grew up and how I grew up to the opportunities that they have. And I really do believe the basis for all of that was a love of literature.
Today, being the superintendent of Fairfax County Public Schools, I'm proud to be a part of this school system, but it's because of the great teachers I had and the great preparation I had throughout all of my education that I think that I'm here today. And I hope I'm making them proud, all the great teachers I've had. The ability to learn is largely contingent upon our ability to read.
And when we talk about literacy, it's not just literacy in language arts. They need to have that sense of literacy for math, for social studies, for science, and know how to shift in between those different genres.
I have worked with students who are so bright, but who are frustrated in their ability to perform in class and master the content because of their struggles with reading and writing.
When our audience and our students are so diverse, I don't think there's anything more important that we do to really set the stage for success in school and then success in life.
There is an art and science to the teaching of reading. There truly is. And teachers who manage to learn that craft very well open up worlds to children every day.
I think we're all teachers of reading, whether despite what content we might be teaching. I think there's so much we can do to impress upon and really support those skills and that skill development across the content areas. So I appreciate our teachers and their willingness to participate in this literacy work this summer.
The impact of this work for those thousands of little ones that'll come through the door in September is just going to be such a difference maker. And I don't think we pat ourselves enough on the back to give ourselves credit for the work we do, because there are a lot of children in Fairfax County that were like me, that education is going to be the most important thing, will be the thing that will take them to the next level and introduce them to a world that they couldn't imagine. And it starts at kindergarten. It's a huge responsibility, but it can happen. And I am so thankful for my education. I truly am.